What is up, Butts and Stuff Fantasy Football League? Welcome back to week 2. This will be a little bit of a quicker one this week. Let's just go ahead and jump into it. Wilson defended his castle and shot the home invader dead, me, by a score of 110.64 to 84.38 points, a difference of about 26. And that was surprisingly not the lowest score of the weekend. I had 2 players in double figures, led by CMC with 19.7, and him playing the first 2 weeks of the season is about my highlight. AJ Brown finally broke 30 yards on the season. He got 27 yards on 5 catches this past week. So we're trending in the right direction there. Just maybe 6-7 more weeks and we're in business. I had 4 players under 6 points. Aaron Jones went on IR with a hamstring injury, and Justin Fields got a concussion. And I was again reminded of why I hate this game so much. But it's a pretty good weekend if your name was Wilson Bradley. He had 7 players in double figures, led by CeeDee Lamb with 15.7 and T. Higgins with 13. We also played golf this weekend, and Wilson shot like an 83 or something like that with 2 pretty awesome birdies. So he was basically just kicking my ass the whole weekend.
Blue is known for his dance moves, and today, one randomly selected fan will have a chance to go head-to-head in a dance battle against Blue. Let's find our contestant.
Feeling alright, let me see your hands in the sky, feeling alright. Feel good, feel right, turn the song all night. Feel good, feel right, turn the song all night. Feel good, feel right, turn the song all night. Feel good, feel right, turn that song down. Let's party. Turn the song all night.
Congrats to Wilson, and thanks for the front row seat to the beatdown, brother. At least it was fun to watch. That brings us to the guy who needs a new team name, Chase. Beats down Pretty Boy James by a score of 97.5 to 83.7, a difference of about 14 points. And James's 83.7 surprisingly was also not the lowest score of the weekend. Troxel had 3 players in double figures, led by Amon-Ra with 35 points, and Jaden Daniels with 19.7, who I think might be questionable with some type of something now, so keep an eye on that. Kessler had 4 players in double figures, led by Jahmyr Gibbs with 18 points, and Chuba Hubbard, again, love to see that, with 16 points. Congrats to Chase on his first win of the season there. And that brings us to our first hate crime of the year. The other guy who needs a new team name, Matt. He bet the house, the farm, and everything else he owned and beat everyone's favorite Jewish person, Lorne, by a score of 153.9 to 71.02, a difference of about 82 points.
On. Personal foul, 69, offense. He was giving them the business. He played it there.
Matt had 7 players in double figures, led by Malik Neighbors with 33 points, and Puka again with 23.6. Lauren had another tough week. 2 players in double figures, led again by Barkley with 16.4 and James Conner with 11.7, if that puts it in perspective. Lauren also started JJ McCarthy, who ended up with 2.8 points for him. JJ's looked terrible all season long, if we're honest, besides that like 4th quarter comeback he had last week. But specifically against the Falcons this weekend, J.J. McCarthy had a passer rating of 37.5. He finished the game 11 for 21 passing for 158 yards and 2 interceptions. He also had 5 carries for 25 yards and fumbled one of those and lost the fumble. So to put it in perspective, if JJ would have just dropped back and spiked the ball on every snap that he played in the game, his passer rating would have been a 39.6. And to add further injury to insult for Lauren, little JJ got a high ankle sprain in the game also and is going to miss at least 2 weeks on top of that. So Lauren gets another injury on top of the hate crime. But congrats to Matt on getting his first win in this league. That brings us to our other hate crime of the week. This one isn't as quite as clear as the last one was, but the big diesel, Dan, rolls coal over our resident liberal Charlie by a score of 142 points to 117.5, a difference of about 25 points.
Why?
Because you're blowing in fucking smoke everywhere. You're a piece of shit.
It'll be in your window here in a second. Fuck you, Lester.
The Big Diesel had 6 players in double figures led by Jamar Chase bouncing back with 29.5 points and A-Chain with 22 points.
Yes.
Charlie also had 6 players in double figures led by Javonte Williams with 22 points and Devontae Adams with 19.6 points. Charlie did make a good decision and bench Xavier Legette this weekend. Legette ended the game with negative 2 yards receiving on 8 targets on Sunday, which is only the second time in history and the first time since 2013 that someone has gotten negative yards in a game on 8 targets. So the Panthers are hitting the record books somehow, so that's a plus, I guess. Congrats to Dan on keeping that thing rolling, man. And that brings us to the game of the week. Bloomy wins the scared and prematurely projeculated matchup, beating Tommy's squad by a score of 120.4 to 117.4, difference of about 3.
Go Bulldogs!
Yale Bulldogs.
Wow.
Not so fast, midget. Not so fast.
Midget.
Graham had 6 players in double figures, led by James Cook with 26 points and Josh Jacobs with 14.4 points. Tough week again for Joe Burrow, though, for Graham. He only had 7 points before he went down with a turf toe injury, and he's going to miss most of the season, so that's a tough scene there. Thomas had 3 players in double figures, led by Jonathan Taylor with 28.5, Lamar Jackson with 26.3, and Brandon Aubrey just going off with 22 points for his kicker. Congrats to Graham on getting his first win of the year there against Thomas. Roll through the awards real quick. Highest points goes to Matt again, beating down Lauren with the lowest points. I think that's who played who. Again, Lauren with the lowest, most efficient. The Big Diesel with 100%. Well done, Dan. That might be a first in our league for 100%, so congrats there. That doesn't really help you in the hate crime argument aspect against Charlie, but well done, sir. Least efficient goes to Pretty Boy Kessler, getting 83.7 points out of 130, or that's good for 64%. I hear that's actually passing in some schools now, so you got that to look forward to. Brings us to the standings, the undefeated Dan and Wilson in that order. The 1-1 teams, Matt, Thick Boy Charlie, Graham, myself, James, and then Troxel. And then the defeateds, it seems to be again Tommy's squad, tough place to be, and then Lauren injury, just tough. Bringing up the end there. Looking ahead, I take on Tommy's squad in the Scary Home Invasion matchup. Kessler looks to bounce back, taking on the big booty gym leader Wilson. Graham and Chase are both looking to start a win streak. Going head to head next week, look to keep it going. Thick Boy Charlie looks to bounce back against the already injury-riddled Lorne. And the Big Diesel looks to fail another emissions test, taking on the other guy who needs a new team name. And I don't know, because you don't have a team name. Wrapping up, I'll leave you with one other stat. Carson Wentz is going to be starting for the Vikings now after J.J. McCarthy's injury, which makes him the first player to start for 6 different teams in 6 years. He's now started for the Eagles, the Colts, the Commanders, the Rams, take a breath, the Chiefs, and now the Vikings, all in the last 6 years. So again, not quite sure the records we wanted for this week, but you don't always get what you want. That's kind of all I got for y'all this week. I really hope my team starts doing better. It's going to be a real fucking chore making these things. But anyways, I hope y'all are having a good week. Don't forget to set y'all's lineups with those injuries and change your team names. I don't know how many hints you need. But other than that, I'll see you when I see you.